This list won't include animals that everyone already knows about. For example, there won't be any T-Rex, Titanoboa, or Megalodon. Many of the creatures that used to live on Earth are pretty terrifying to look at. Some of them are huge with claws the size of a man's feet. Some just have bizarre body shapes. But for one reason or another, they didn't make it through natural selection. Let's start, for example, with the Helicoprion. This fearsome predator had a unique feature. Its teeth never fell out. Instead, they developed in the shape of a circle and a wheel. A deadly spiral was located in the lower jaw of this creature. Some researchers have nicknamed Helicoprion the Buzzsaw Killer, but the exact appearance of this Permian-Triassic predator remains a mystery. What is known is that it had very impressive teeth. Think about the mysterious Adestus, a creature from the past whose true appearance is still a mystery. Like Helicoprion, Adestus had a unique dental arrangement where teeth didn't fall out but were continuously replaced. New teeth and gums formed at the back of the mouth, gradually moving older ones forward, which was pretty cool. An early 20th century scientific publication tried to show what Adestus might have looked like. Other researchers have imagined its mouth as a gruesome pair of pinking shears, suggesting a strong and scary face. We still don't know exactly what this ancient predator looked like. Picture this: a huge prehistoric creature called Arthropleura. It's a distant relative of today's millipedes and centipedes, but it's more like the former. This ancient arthropod roamed the Earth between 340 and 280 million years ago. That was during the Lower Carboniferous to the Lower Permian period in North America. It was the largest land invertebrate ever found, and it could grow up to 2.5 meters long. People thought it was a plant eater, but it was so big and there were so few natural predators that it was a pretty scary thing to see on the forest floor. I'll be honest, I personally love all sorts of insects, and I don't think this creature is gross. However, most people don't like animals with more than 4 legs, so I included it in this list. Next up is another aquatic creature. The ancient ocean was teeming with a huge variety of bizarre-looking creatures. This tiny, spine-tailed sea creature is one of a kind. It's part of the group of stem arthropods, and it mainly lived in Utah, which is where it got its name. It was related to the mysterious Opabinia. It had pincer-like limbs, and it was good at catching its aquatic prey. Utaurora lived a few million years after Opabinia in North America. Its fossilized remains were found in the Cambrian-aged Wheeler Formation of Utah. It's hard to imagine swimming in the ocean and encountering this peculiar predator. It's definitely not a sight for the faint-hearted. Imagine an enormous aquatic scorpion with a paddle-like body adapted for swimming. It would be about 5 feet long. This is the Pentacopterus decrohensis, a creature unearthed in 2015 that once roamed the watery depths of what is now Iowa, over 460 million years ago. Its legacy lives on in the form of modern-day ticks, spiders, and lobsters, carrying echoes of its ancient existence into our present world. The name short-faced bear might make you think of a cuddly, gentle creature, but in reality, Arctidus was anything but. This formidable beast was a common species of bear in early North America, roaming the continent between 18 million and 11,000 years ago. Arctodus was one of the more recent extinct animals, but it was impressive. It was over 11 feet tall and weighed over 2,204 pounds. In fact, it was estimated to be 50% larger than the largest recorded polar bear. To sustain its massive frame, the giant short-faced bear required an enormous daily intake of meat, approximately 35 pounds. But as humans started settling in the Americas, the bear's main food sources disappeared, which led to its extinction. This bear looks pretty ordinary, but I still included it in this list. When you go for a walk in the woods, you don't want to meet a bear, right? And certainly not if that bear is huge and needs 35 pounds of meat a day to feed on. In the early to mid-Pleistocene era, southern China was home to the Gigantopithecus, one of the most fearsome extinct creatures to have roamed not just China, but also Thailand, Indonesia, and Vietnam. The first evidence of their existence came in the form of teeth, while other remains have been hard to find, possibly because they were eaten by porcupines. These colossal primates are thought to be closely related to orangutans. It's thought that they could weigh between 440 and 660 pounds, which is pretty massive. Given their aggressive nature and sheer size, encountering a Gigantopithecus would have been a pretty daunting experience for anyone venturing into the ancient Asian jungles. Maybe they didn't go extinct, but relocated to Tibet and became the Yeti? Please share your thoughts on this theory in the comments. And we're continuing the list. I suggest you take a look at one of my favorite ancient animals. I learned about it as a child from a book. It's the walking worm. Just picture this, a creature that looks like a worm, but it moves on what could be legs or maybe tentacles, with the possibility of mouths on the ends. Isn't that a little confusing? That's why this species is called Hallucigenia fortis. Its strange appearance is certainly unsettling, but here's a comforting thought. Hallucigenia was less than 2 inches long. Picture this, you're at the beach and you decide to go for a swim in the sea. All of a sudden, something small starts tickling your foot with its tentacle mouth. One of the most fearsome creatures on our list is the Beelzebufo, a prehistoric frog also known as the devil frog, frog from hell, or devil toad. Its fossilized remains were unearthed in Madagascar, dating back over 70 million years. This species was not only huge, with individuals reaching up to 16 inches in length and weighing a hefty 10 pounds, but also had short spines along its back. These amphibious giants existed between 65 to 70 million years ago and were capable of preying on lizards and, as some suggest, even small dinosaurs. While we might not find them as intimidating, for smaller creatures, encountering a Beelzebufo would certainly be a terrifying experience. Just picture a rat as big as a bull. That's the Phoberomys pattersoni, affectionately nicknamed Ratzillas by scientists. Fossil evidence indicates these colossal rodents reached lengths of 10 feet, with an additional 5 feet of tail. They were herbivores, but they boasted foot-long incisors. Just imagine the impact of that powerful bite. Who could compete with Ratzilla? Capybarazilla, of course. Continuing our exploration of the most terrifying extinct creatures, we come across the Joseph Artigasia, a colossal rodent that resembled a monstrous capybara, comparable in size to a cow, with an estimated weight of 1 ton. Just imagine these enormous, lethal rats prowling around, measuring 10 feet in length, with an additional 5 feet of tail. Even though they were herbivores, their impressive foot-long incisors would have delivered a bone-chilling bite, making it hard not to feel a chill when you encountered them. Next on our list of the most fearsome extinct creatures is the megapiranha, a formidable river predator that once prowled the waters of Argentina. It weighed about 22 pounds and was about 27.5 inches long. This giant piranha was a force to be reckoned with. Unlike its smaller, pack-hunting cousins, the megapiranha was believed to be a solitary hunter. The rise of the Andes Mountains is thought to have led to its extinction. The geological event divided their habitat into isolated pockets, leaving them without sufficient prey to sustain their massive size. Thankfully, we'll never have to worry about encountering this terrifying fish while taking a dip in the river. If you'd like to see the second part of this list, please post it in the comments. I've already done it, but please feel free to comment anyway. It will help the channel. Thanks for watching.